So, guys, I go by the name Dennis Chukwuebuka OKK, and right now I'm at Mobee Original Relics Slave Museum. And don't forget, Onye in Gem Africa is always there. So always follow me on my YouTube channel. And still with my friend for the past 7 years. He's going to be doing some exploration concerning this great museum. So, Mr. Femi, tell us what we need to know about these relics. Thank you.
All right. So this is Mobee Original Slave Relics Museum. This museum has a lot of different names, and this museum happened to be the first museum in Nigeria. This museum was established in 1888. That was 2 years after slavery was abolished here in Nigeria or here in Badagry.
Yeah.
If we are talking about slave trade, we don't only talk about Badagry, we talk about Badagry and Calabar. But if you are talking about the major slave ports, it happens to be Badagry. And like this compound we have right now, or the quarters we are right now, where we have our 70% tourism in Badagry, that is the quarters called Boiko quarters. Boiko quarters. And the Boiko quarters is being controlled by the royal family called the Mobee Royal family. And this is a Mobee Royal Family Museum named Mobee Original Slave Relics Museum, where we have the original chains or shackles that was used on our own forefathers during the time of slavery. When I mean our forefathers or our own forefather, that means our own ancestors that has been taken away during the time of slavery. And if you are talking about this slave trade in Badagry, we should always talk about this compound because this compound used to be a slave depot. Like all this outside, the area used to be a slave depot where they normally kept slave, and it also happened to be a slave passage then. Now, if the Europeans are coming from the from the point of no return, before they can access the slave port or access the what is it called, the vacated slave market where they can buy slaves, they have to go through here. And I want to tell you more about the family. That name Mobee is an historical name being given to the man buried here behind us. That is Chief Sumbu Mobee. During the time of slavery, his own forefathers or his own grandparents were into slave trade business. The sells slaves, the buy and the sells being a royal family. And during his own time, he was also into the trade. But along the line, when the missionary came, or before the missionary came, this man here has been a man that, okay, when the Europeans come around, he always present kola nut to them by saying, Emobio, Emobio, Emobi. Emobi means take kola nut, take kola nut, take kola nut, or take kola nut and eat. So that is how he normally present to the white people. And these white people we are talking about, they don't understand Yoruba. And it is more difficult for this man because he's not educated. He can't speak English. So he speaks to them in his local dialect, Yoruba, saying Emobi, Emobi. Emobi means take or not. So from Emobi, Emobi that he normally tells the whites, that is how the white people nickname him to become Mobee. And that is how the family adopted that name since around early 18th century down to this how I'm talking to you. That is the name the family are using. And Mobee family is a very big family and it's a very large family here in Lagos and all over the world. So now, Mr. Danny, let me show you more about the chain. So this same chain here has been for over 450 years.
Jesus, the chain, 400 and what?
50 years.
450 years. How old is my grandfather?
All right, so and this chain were being seized by the same man that the name Mobee was given to. That is the man buried behind us here, Chief Sumbu Mobee. He seized the chain from the Portuguese in the year 1852. That was the year he seized the chain. So think about when the slave trade was, when the slave market was established, which is around 1502. So think since that time, when this chain has been in Badagry, that they've been using the chain to take our people, and they will take it away and still bring it back. Before he seals the chain, then calculate the years down to this to today that we are talking about. We are talking about these chains now. So you'd see that it is more than 450 years old chains. So there are different types of chains here, which they normally use on the neck of the slave that has been captured, maybe in Badagry, or slave that they bring from interstate or inter land that has been sold to the white people. But mind you, we the Africans, we don't use chain on our people. We use rope. That is when they were still under our own control. But whenever that has been handed over to the whites use chain on them because of they are not coming for the weak one, they are always coming for the stronger one. So now this is a neck lock. A neck lock, which normally been fixed around the slave neck for about 18 hours, if the slave are still within Badagry or within the slave barrack, that is slave within the cell, the slave have to get used to this every day by day before they have to take them on the long journey through the point of no return to places like America, Portugal, Brazil, Cuba, West Indies, and some other countries in the world. So this chain weigh not less than 10 to 15 kilos. Even right now, as I'm talking to you, based on the scientists, they said the chain is reducing weight because it's the original metal that is reducing weight every day by day. If you touch the body, you can see the powder coming out from the chain, and that is the reason why it's reducing weight. So this is how the chain will always be along the same bed. This will be hooked up. Now, every slave has to be on a single file, just something like this. Now, being on
Wow.
a single file, now, if they have to work, they have to be working together. So this is a neck lock. You have another one, another one, another one. So for instance, if you're having 100 slaves, now they can put them into batch by batch. Maybe you have to be 20-20 or 50-50. Every slave will have to go along with the neck lock around their necks.
Wow. Wow. I can imagine their pains during those years. Thank God that I was not giving birth during that time.
All
At
right.
least.
So, Mr. Dennis, I think I would like you to feel the weight of this too.
Feel which weight. I should feel which weight. Feel this weight. Like this now, if I hang this out, they might carry me across border. Let me see, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't see me on Facebook, ask for Femi. Maybe I've sold me out.
Okay.
Oh my Jesus. Jeez, don't lock it oh. Man, guy, this thing is too heavy. You need to come to this place, I beg. You guys need to come to this place and come and see something that is miraculous heavy. Miraculously heavy. Jesus.
Yes. This is called mouth clip. So the mouth clip is always being used around the stubborn slave's mouth. Why are slaves stubborn? Because of the pain they are going through. Now imagine when I'm working for you every day by day and you don't give me food at the right time you're supposed to give me, and you don't want me to be stubborn. That is why they sell stubborn slaves. And the majority of the stubborn slaves are field slaves that have to work in the sugarcane plantation. Now, let's say a slave that has to work in a sugarcane plantation that have not been fed for the day and is working on sugarcane which is eatable and healthable. So now, I think if I'm the one, I will surely want to eat from sugarcane. So, and that is what they don't want. They don't actually want that to happen. That was the reason why they used the mouth clip to lock the mouth of the slaves.
Hey.
But before using this, they have to use this one here called iron branding. So this will be put into fire when it's very hot. Then they pierce their lip up and down. When they fix this, and use a small padlock to lock it up. Something like this or something like that.
Yeah.
Why this one here is called a light chain? This is a light chain for children or for kids. The Europeans also prefer buying a pregnant slave. By the time she gives birth, that is addition. So now using this to chain two babies. Then this is a wrist lock for punishment. They force this up to the wrist. If the hand is too big, they break the bone of this hand. Why this must get to this place. And they'll screw this and fix it under a tree or an iron while they sustain the slave leg from touching ground. That's what we call hanging. By one hand.
That is punishment.
Yeah, serious
That is punishment. Very big one.
great punishment.
That is punishment.
Use of these is the reason why they call this iron branding. It says slave don't be any beer the master's name. You're Dennis. So Dennis, like what my colleague have said, if I should meet you in America, I don't know where you belong. But if you should ask me what is my name, I tell you Femi or Lua Femi, you should know I'm from Yoruba land. You should be able to trace me to my country, which is Nigeria and Yoruba land. The names we bear in Africa is an identity and also identify where we belong to. And that was the reason why the Europeans or the slave masters refused calling us our names and the self slave don't bear name, they bear their master's name. because they don't want us to easily get back to our roots with those names. So now, with the same process of putting this into fire, when it's hot, they write the name Femi or Dennis and the country, which we call identity. So we all know what we call tattoo today.
Yeah.
Tattoo started from slavery. So tattoo is not for fashion. Tattoo is supposed to be for identity, to show where you belong to or who you are.
Wow.
And this one
Wow.
here, this is an ankle lock. So now I think I will need one of your leg. Yes. All right. So something like this. Now we work together. Let's work. So I think
What a great experiment.
okay, I think this is very easy for you to work, right?
Yeah.
It's easy for you.
Not easy, like having two legs together. You can't run now. You
Just
can't
to
run.
be
You
there.
just be limping.
Just
Wow.
because they don't want them to run away or to just walk very fast. And here we have one of the cannon gun. This is a small cannon gun that was used in exchange of 40 human beings. And I can tell you, what do we use cannon gun to do? Actually, cannon gun is just what in those days they will introduce this to us and give us and say we should be using this to wage war against ourselves. Imagine when I have this and I have to come and raid your community because I want more slaves to give to the white people. So they will give us as the teachers on how to use this. So here we have the slave original drinking water bowl. So the slave drinking water bowl, this is very, very thick and heavy. Whenever the slave have to drink water, they will fill it up with water and they tell the slave to put them out to the ground. Let me show you. Like two hands being tied at the back, then the mouth will have to be inside the bowl, like
Whoa.
but like a pregnant slave that is unable to bend very well, what do? They use their hand. So
Okay, the pregnant people then release them.
they use their hand to fish. So let me tell you about it. This is a spirit attenuation well that I mentioned earlier. So we have this at the point of no return. That is a well
Yeah.
that has been mixed up with some kind of African concussion, like voodoo, that they give to slaves that makes them to lose their memory. Now they forget everything and they never remember anymore. They only come back to the new memory. So, and if you look at this very well, you're going to see the recitation before capture. So this is what they have to say before they put them on board. But how did they say this? The whites they have trained some of our people, or maybe the children of the chiefs, on how to speak their own language. So they will be like a middleman that have to translate or to interpret to us. Now you can speak English or you're a slave master, then you have to take one of the chief master of the boy to teach him how to speak English. Now you will speak to him, he will translate to us in our own local dialect. And that is exactly how they do it in those days. So they read it to them and they say it after me. And that is kind of make a vowing. So they make vow or they make oath before they go on board.
So guys, man, I don't know what to say. I don't really know what to say. If you feel like you want to explore or maybe experience the past of slavery, I think Badagry, not even I think, I know Badagry is the best. Badagry, I won't call it Badagry slavery, I will call it historical house in Badagry. It's the best place for you to come and explore. So guys, keep on watching Onyenje TV. God bless you.